Cubicles and controllers, everybody. We're back 3 months out.
Y'all missed this. Y'all missed this. It's Umair's fault.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm holding to it.
Yeah, guys. It is actually my fault. It's been my fault for most of the delays because I really haven't been playing that much.
It doesn't matter. You can talk about the pop culture stuff while I talk about what I've been playing.
Oh, that's true. I do go see a lavish amount of movies.
Yes, you do. We've been playing things, or I've been playing things. I think he's been playing things too.
All right. Well, in this one, primarily, I wanted to talk to you about your impressions of No Man's Sky. So we'll first start off with what are you playing right now?
Right now, I'm currently playing No Man's Sky, finishing Fallout 4, No Man's Sky. Well, I'm not finishing No Man's Sky. I'm finishing Fallout 4.
All right.
I've been playing Monster Hunter Generations.
I've been playing this old school game of last year called The Witcher 3. Not even the expansions. We're talking, in fact, it's 2 years ago now, if you really think about it. Yeah, I've been playing that because I've been unemployed, looking for jobs, doing freelance gigs, and since I'm not buying games, I'm playing some old ones or games I got really good deals on. And The Witcher 3 has pretty much taken up 2 months of my life. Not saying that I've played that much, but I have put in more hours than I care to. And since I've done that many hours, I just want to get done with it. Like, I'm not going to just quit because I know I'm towards the end. But tell us about No Man's Sky.
So No Man's Sky, I think, so when the creator of No Man's Sky, or one of the creators, Sean Murphy, talked about the game, he talked about it being a space exploration game and for it to be really chill. He said the multiplayer wasn't really a focus of it, and that's been the truth. Now, it's an awesome game so far as the first time in No Man's Sky you land on a planet, you fly off into space, breaching the atmosphere with no loading screen at all, land at a space station, do some stuff, fly to a different planet, burn through the atmosphere and land. No other game has done that. Now, No Man's Sky is only going to be for a certain type of gamer.
Is it rendering on the server side, or is it all on your PS4 or PC?
It can be, I think it's all on your PS4 because you can be playing in offline mode and it still works.
Oh, for real? Okay.
So what's great about No Man's Sky is what they're doing in space, being able to land on a planet, leave that planet into space, go out of that planet, come back, and then get out of your spaceship and, explore the planet and different things. That is one of the, it's got to be revolutionary so far as what games are doing now. What No Man's Sky could improve on is No Man's Sky is a great game for what it is. But I could totally see someone...
All right, hold up. What is it? Is it a mission-driven game? Is it a... What do you do? What are you trying to accomplish?
It's a space... best thing I'd call it is a space exploration simulator. It's like, yes, you do a little bit of combat. There's definitely a lot of exploring, but it's mostly about exploring different planets, landing on them, cataloging flora and fauna. You even have some space combat, with space pirates and other things. But it's casual game, I would believe.
So what makes you keep going back to it? Is it just the wonderment of it, or
the wonder and the space exploration? The only thing, the way that game would be amazing, like if somebody took this game and either modded it to make it like a Skyrim, where you've got enemies, you've got different like caves and civilizations on the planet that are, where you have missions you can do. If somebody basically crossed Skyrim with No Man's Sky, it would be a killer app with factions and NPCs and actual player characters with names and different stations and people and missions on planets. No Man's Sky is almost there. this you need for this Skyrim space game to be the killer app that it could be. It needs to have No Man's Sky's procedural generation, maybe not to simulate as many galaxies as it can simulate, even if it just simulated 1 or 2 or 3 with multiple planets. You can go in and off planets seamlessly the same way you land on planets.
You would be fine with 200 planets versus 8 quadrillion.
Yeah, just give me more. Let me get out of the spaceship the same way you do. Let me buy spaceships the same way you do. But on those planets, let there be cities and combat and different missions I could partake in, or just open world, but still have that same thing to it. Like, that is the only thing that that stops No Man's Sky from being what it could be. Now, I am well aware that No Man's Sky was not promised to be that. There are some people who think that it was supposed to be all that, and so they're all up in arms and angry and mad. The creator of No Man's Sky said, like, this game is exactly what he said it would be.
Yeah.
He said it'd be chill. He said there'd be a bunch of planets to explore. He did say, he said it's possible. He said very, very slim that you meet another player, but he said it's possible. To me, that was saying there's no multiplayer. So I don't know why people are getting all up in arms about that. So, I mean, but if somebody were to take the No Man's Sky formula, cross that with a Skyrim, or like you said, even a GTA, oh my freaking goodness. That would be the killer app I would play and play and play and play.
Yeah. Like, so like you're traveling to a different part of the world or a different part of the country, and it's seamlessly just loading.
Exactly. But that space exploration part of it and the planet thing, that's important because that hasn't been done in games. And I'm trying to tell you, man, the planets on No Man's Sky, they're huge.
I've seen the videos.
Like you can spend, like, if you wanted to without your boosters, sometimes it tells me it'll take me 2 hours to get from one place of the planet to another. But of course I boost it and, make it take like 10 minutes. I don't do that 2 hour stuff. I boost everywhere. But just the fact that those planets are huge, if you could have cities, even if they were procedurally generated or something, it would be. I'm thinking, though, now that this game is out, somebody's going to take it and do that. Somebody's going to take it, and that's what I'm excited about. I like No Man's Sky for what it is, but the potential of it is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a 15-person team, too, that did this.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So I don't want EA to make it, because if EA makes it, they'll DLC the crap out of it. Activision can't make
microtransactions.
Yeah, they'll microtransaction and DLC the crap of it. They just won't make the best game they can make. They'll DLC the crap out of it. So it probably still needs. BioWare can't do it anymore. They're owned by EA. So maybe Hello Games or somebody can do it again. Sony will pay them a bunch, bigger team, do that same thing. It'd be awesome. So. But I don't think we would got a No Man's Sky from EA or Activision either. So if they add a PvP, then multiplayer is in there. I'm hoping that if they can add some kind of mission structure and there are NPCs on planets, but more like cities on planets and kind of something you could do, they could still change the game. So, I mean, it's still a fun game. Like, sometimes I just get on and play for hours, and it's still fun. Nothing is better in a game to me right now than blasting off the planet, going to a space station. I collect some stuff. I find a planet I'm going to go to, fight some space pirates, fly back down to that planet, breach the atmosphere, burning in, land on that planet, and then get out. That's what games like Elite. Like Elite, it looks cool, but, from what I understand, there's not a bunch of ship-to-ship combat in it yet. You can land on planets, but when you get on a planet, you're on a rover.
So you kind of want it to be like Mass Effect, but when you go into the planet to collect minerals and everything, you want it to be kind of a seamless process, and it's optional versus a required thing. Like, you could explore a new planet, because I actually really loved that part, the scope, the idea of it, even though the execution wasn't perfect. I used to love that part of Mass Effect 1. One was the best Mass Effect.
You
would just see the map and you would go to the different planets and pretty much risk it if you're going to survive in this thing or not, you know? So what's this other game you're talking about? Monster Squad Chronicles.
Monster Hunter Generations. It's the next iteration of Monster Hunter.
The DS stuff.
The 3DS game. Pretty much, man. It's it's the same stuff with some different systems. It's still a good game. Nintendo's 3DS, while the Wii and Wii U have blown big chunks, their DS line is steadily cranking out something for everybody. So I still play that. So
I see people on the subway always playing it, like grown people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about kids. They're just sitting there with their DSs. I actually saw a PSP today. I was like, what? Is that still around?
Yeah, man. If I lived in New York taking the train all the time, I'd be on my DS often. I'll tell you what's coming out soon for me that I'm hyped about. So Deus Ex, the new Deus Ex, which is going to be, I think it's called Mankind Divided.
Yeah.
And then
I don't even know what the schedule is for the rest of the year because I really haven't been paying attention to the games.
Deus Ex is like August 30th. Then let me see, Mafia 3 at the beginning of October. I think like October 8th or 7th or something. And then Watch Dogs 2 early November.
Yeah, that looks right.
And then Watch Dogs,
I want to see what they
one bored the piss out of me, but
I know. And the one, it was, you disliked it more than I did. But when I played it, I was like, it does what it's supposed to do. Nothing exciting to it.
Exactly. I mean, it was a good, like, the game worked. It was just, it seems soulless is the best way for me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So I am excited what they do with this one because they said they listened.
I watched videos on it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Mafia, Watch Dogs. Actually, that new Call of Duty with the space flight and everything. If they put that in multiplayer, I'm curious. And I normally don't do Call of Duty. I'm
gonna end up renting it.
The very end of November, Final Fantasy 15 comes out. I'm curious about that. I played the demo and I like the demo because I've been out on Final Fantasy since like 10.
Yeah.
After 10, I just haven't liked any of them, so I'm curious.
Yeah, they were saying this is like an hour's type of game. And I was like, after Witcher 3, dude, I don't even know what's going on with this game anymore because I'm skipping the conversations. I'm just like, let me just
The Witcher is so nice a game though. All that says to me is you need to play like the Call of Duty style campaign. That's what you need. You need the God of War.
See, I love the Mass Effect conversational stuff going on. Like especially you can control where the conversation goes. The Witcher, it lets you once in a while choose between two yellow options, but most of the time it'll tell you this is the main option. This is how the story progresses, and me trying to rescue a daughter-like character and pretty much spending every single waking moment trying to get more information out of that. I lost interest in it. The story, the characters, it's too Game of Thrones-ish for me. And I don't mind Game of Thrones, but there's too many characters.
Dude, I can't believe we're friends right now. You're talking bad about Game of Thrones. You're talking bad about The Witcher 3.
I'm not talking about Game of Thrones. I said it works for a TV show or a book, not for a game. I don't want to pay attention to like 360 characters.
The Witcher 3 is like one of the most bomb games ever, man.
It's not happening for me.
Can't deals with you right now. Dang it.
It's not happening for me.
That's where I am right now. Oh, and there's another game in December, Divinity Original Sin 2 will come out, and I believe I talked about it's an RPG on PC that eventually came to the consoles, 4-player. I think I talked about it last year.
You did.
I already talked about the first one last year, but the second one comes out in December. Really hyped for that. Me and a friend are playing the first one co-op right now, so I am currently playing that. I forgot about that.
How dare you? We'll have to redo this whole thing now.
Whatever. So That's what I'm looking forward to. That's in games. So movies. Tell me about movies you've seen. So Suicide Squad, man, you saw it. Did you like it?
I've been telling people it's a terrible movie, but it's very entertaining because nothing about it makes sense. Why do you need to collect villains to fight a possibility of a future Superman coming in? It's like, and then on top of that, they have a military backing up these, and none of them really have incredibly crazy superpowers. They're just batshit crazy.
Superman can kill them all in an instant anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Which is supposed to be why they're fighting. Like, it doesn't make sense why this is happening. And I know it's kind of borrowing the idea for comic book. Comic books can pull off certain ideas, abstract ideas, because you're in that world of comic book. But when you're watching a movie, you're like, no, why? Why don't they just get the Justice League to do this? You know? And if they made up a more compelling reason to have these people banded together than to just be there in case someone like Superman comes back, I was like, come on. The whole reason for the movie existing, the characters existing, is dumb.
Okay, so let's say that plot point is horrible. What about the rest of the plot of the movie?
So they only focused on two characters, is Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and Will Smith got most of the screen time on this, and like quote unquote heart in the movie. And it was very formulaic, but you liked his character. And I was like, he's not really the most evil person ever. He's just an assassin who is incredibly good at his job. That's his thing, you know. He still looks out for his daughter. He still has a code of what he will do. He just doesn't go around killing people. He does it as a contract. And Harley Quinn, she was actually, she embodied what I think a Harley Quinn in real life would be like. So she was pretty excellent, Margot Robbie has said. And
I think I've decided, like Batman versus Superman, how they, have like 30 minutes, an hour worth of footage that they didn't take out. Supposedly Suicide Squad is so much more footage they didn't put in.
Well, some of the movie was reshot and redone. Because so the thing going on with the DC world is it's owned by Warner Brothers.
Marvel.
Huh?
They're trying to catch Marvel.
Well, yeah, and that Warner Brothers is messing with that. So these writers, directors, and teams the original ideas are getting greenlit, and when the thing is put together, David Ayer was the writer and director for this one, and he has done fantastic movies. They're all mostly indie movies, but really dark movies. And so I was expecting a dark, gritty movie, but it's really polished. It's really Hollywood. It plays it safe. And then the parts where it makes no sense, it goes to the other extreme because the government wants this squad to be on hand so there's no mass killings. But the actress who plays the representative for the government, as soon as she's done with an assignment, she kills every agent in her office because they know too much. I was like, you are the antithesis of what you're preaching against. You're going around just killing people because they're in the way. Let's say there's a lot of holes like that. It's messy. It's messy, and but end of the day, there's enough awesome, entertaining stuff going on in it. Where you're like, it's fun, but it's dumb as shit. That's the general consensus of it. Because I can turn off my mode of just Batman versus Superman. A lot of people really hated it.
Right.
I walked away being fine with it. I
thought that movie was okay. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody made it sound. I could see the plot holes, but Suicide Squad sounds worse.
Oh, dude, it's messy, but it's not. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing. So one of my buddies, who's a film reviewer, is professionally that's what he does. He said it's the worst movie he's seen this year, aside from Independence Day. Independence Day is the worst movie I've seen in a long time. The new one. It's possibly one of the worst things. I walked out of it. I was like, I'm angry about this. But Suicide Squad, I was entertained. I walked out of it. I was like, dude, I laughed. There were some really good character moments in this. There's a lot of problems with it, but I didn't hate it like some people, especially pretentious critics, have been panning it. But there's a logistical and a political thing going on within Warner Brothers and DC. So DC, and we're not talking DC Comics, we're talking about the entertainment division of DC. And there's a big disconnect with DC Comics to DC Entertainment to Warner Brothers, who's pretty much the EA of this situation. I definitely have faith in Ben Affleck to pull through on his own directed and written Batman movie.
I hope so, because I liked him as Batman. I liked the way he played.
Dude, he was my favorite Batman.
He was a great Batman.
And that's part of the reason I really enjoy Batman versus Superman, because I saw him, I was like, dude, Chris Nolan's Batman, Christian Bale's Batman is an awesome Batman, but he doesn't incite fear like Batman's supposed to. And Ben Affleck's is this monstrous dude. First of all, like, his Batman's just so gigantic and scary looking that I was just like, dude, this guy incites fear, especially when he's like in the corner of the wall and he's waiting for the criminals.
And he was like, and we're used to Batman beating down fools, but
yeah,
I mean, don't pull a gun on Batman. Just don't.
Yeah,
that's the last thing you want to do is pull a gun or knife on Batman. Like I said, that movie had some plot holes and inconsistencies.
Well, yeah,
but it wasn't.
I mean, a lot of people go like, "Oh, it's so unrealistic." I was like, "Dude, it's a fucking comic book movie." But at the same time, you go, Iron Man is a human being inside a robot's costume, and he falls out of the sky and crashes on the floor several times in the first one. And a human being would be mush inside, regardless of how much padding he has. He would be mush, especially when he's in that desert and he falls to the ground. It's like you have those holes like that. You just have to suspend your disbelief, your belief in these things when it comes to comic book movies. People need to chill the hell down. But I think we just need to be told good stories. The Captain America movies are perfect. Well, second event.
From the second one.
Yeah,
from the second.
Yeah. Winter Soldier, and then the last one, Civil War. Amazing.
I'm hyped for Black Panther, man. Marvel's been doing a good job. Shoot, even their TV series on Netflix, Luke Cage, when that comes out, I'm watching that.
But other than that, nothing, man. I just saw the movie Sausage Party this weekend.
I want to see that. What did you think of that?
So, you won't walk away thinking like it's the most brilliant movie ever.
But will I laugh?
Yeah, because it's incredibly crass. It's really offensive. It's crude humor. It's really immature, but all in a fun way. Like, they pretty much take the mantra of South Park, except South Park's a little more clever about it. In here, they were just like, we're just gonna make all the stupid jokes possible, and it was very, very fun.
I'll take your recommendation. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Well.
All right, homie. Hold on. Let me.
I guess that's it. So we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time.